Hello, I wanted to make a talking video. I'm in the mood to talk, and I wanted to talk about social media and how it's affecting my mental health. I was just thinking about this recently, and so my Instagram got deleted last night, and then my TikTok briefly got deleted this morning, and it literally I cried. I felt like part of me got deleted. It's traumatic, and I don't know if you understand this or not, but that's how it felt. It was very traumatic, and I'm still struggling. My Instagram's still deleted. My TikTok's back, thankfully. But oh my God, I think I didn't realize how much I use social media to cope with mental health issues. It's really interesting to me, actually. I share a lot on social media, and it's a way for me to kind of express energy. Uh-oh, do you need to be watered? Oh shit. He needs to be watered. Don't look at him. I'll water him after this. Anyway, what was I saying? I use social media to cope, and I share a lot. And I also get a lot of validation from social media. Say I post something I'm having an anxious afternoon, and then I read some DMs and people are same, I'm having an anxious afternoon too, or yo, one day at a time, you got this. It's so validating. It almost feels like we're in a big AA meeting or something, you know? So yeah, when that gets deleted, it's scary. It's unnerving. And then it's also my job. It's also my job. That's a whole nother thing though. I don't care about money too much. It's more the emotional support. I care about social media is my emotional support tool. Anyway, what I was gonna talk about in this video was the way social media has affected my mental health, the positives and the negatives, you know? So I would say a very positive aspect of it is the community, the connection, the way I can express how I'm feeling very openly. But then the negatives is that there isn't much room to be human on social media. I feel there's not much room for mistakes here, you know, with cancel culture and whatever. I've seen influencers get canceled for little mistakes that they made or big mistakes. And I look at that and I'm okay, yeah, that was a big mistake, but I don't think anyone deserves to be totally canceled for a mistake. Mistakes are a part of being human, and I honestly am terrified that I'm gonna be canceled for making a mistake. I'm so careful about what I post on social media. I'm very aware of how my presence affects people on social media. I do read all my DMs, my comments. I make sure that I'm being perceived well, and that has been a weird part of my journey, you know, because I try to be very vulnerable and truthful on social media, but then I'm always very aware of how I'm being perceived at the same exact time. And it's honestly quite exhausting now that I think about it. Yeah, it's very exhausting, actually, because I value being honest and I value being genuine and vulnerable. And I don't think I could ever not be vulnerable or genuine on social media. I don't think I could. That would be a whole nother level of exhaustion. But then I think it's hard to be vulnerable when I'm constantly also worried about making mistakes. It's hard to be human when you're constantly worried about making mistakes, because I think a part of being human is making mistakes. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's a con. And then, you know, there's always the bullies on social media, the people who are just out to hurt other people. That's definitely been a part of my story on social media. I've had people who just hate me and want to destroy me, and it still goes on today. And I think something that's helped me with that is, you know, these people who are trying to hurt me and destroy me, they're convinced that I'm a really bad person, and I think they have to convince themselves that I'm a bad person in order to justify the way they're treating me and their behavior towards me. So that kind of helps me a little bit, you know. I'm not actually a bad person. These people just have to believe that I am, because their behavior towards me is just not okay. So that's been hard on my mental health, but I also feel like it's helped my mental health in a way as well, because like these people are constantly trying to push me down, and I've just been having to push up against them and rise above, and I've grown some muscles because of that. It's like a workout, like someone's pushing you down and you push back up, and you're building muscle along the way. So I feel like I've built some muscle, and I've learned to kind of cope with all that hate. I'm rambling. I don't know, I'm having a weird afternoon. I feel pretty anxious. I haven't talked to one person today. I don't really want to either. I feel a little bit like stuck in my home, kind of feels. Maybe I should go out. I could probably text someone. I have made some connections in San Diego. I think it just takes time for me to feel comfortable around people. So like, even though I have connections, it's hard for me to like totally feel comfortable around people. And it just takes time. Yeah. All right. Anyway, peace out.